It is time we speak of one of the most dangerous confusions a man can fall into, the confusion between ambition and avarice. Many have mistaken one for the other, and in that mistake they have destroyed their peace, their reputation, and their very souls. I have watched men rise with noble ambition, only to be consumed by greed. Their original purpose was pure, their energy was admirable, but somewhere along the path, ambition hardened into avarice, and their greatness shrank into mere grasping. Ambition is the flame that lights progress. It is the desire to grow, to create, to accomplish, to rise beyond one's present station. Ambition lifts a man from the factory floor to the office, from obscurity to leadership, from poverty to influence. Without ambition, there is stagnation. Without it, no cathedral would be built, no discovery made, no enterprise launched. Ambition is the spark of civilization itself. But avarice is ambition gone sour. It is not the desire to grow, but the hunger to hoard. It is not the will to accomplish, but the lust to possess. The ambitious man wants to build. The avaricious man wants only to own. The ambitious man looks outward, seeking to contribute. The avaricious man looks inward, clutching at wealth as if it could fill the emptiness within him. You must learn to distinguish between the two, for one will raise you higher than you imagine, and the other will enslave you in chains of your own making. When I was engaged in business, I saw both kinds of men. There were those whose ambition drove them to labor tirelessly, not for the money alone, but for the joy of building something greater than themselves. They took satisfaction in innovation, in creating employment, in advancing industry. These men were ambitious in the finest sense. Then there were others who could never be satisfied. No matter how much they gained, their eyes were fixed only on the next accumulation. They measured success solely in coin, and their pursuit of wealth knew no boundary of honor or humanity. Such men were slaves to their own avarice. I will tell you, wealth has its limits. It can buy a finer house, yes, but only one bed in which you will still sleep as a man sleeps in any dwelling. It can buy delicacies for the table, but it cannot create appetite. It can surround you with splendor, but it cannot bestow happiness. And yet, I have seen men sacrifice their families, their health, even their honor in pursuit of more, always more. That is avarice, and it leads only to ruin. Ambition, rightly directed, does not worship wealth, but uses it. It regards riches not as an end, but as a means. The man of ambition says, I will build, I will rise, I will achieve. And when wealth comes, he asks, what good can this accomplish? What light can this spread? What lives can this better? In this way, ambition ennobles wealth. Avarice does the opposite. It takes wealth and hoards it in darkness. It fears the loss of every coin. It clings to possessions with white knuckles. It trusts no one, and it shares with no one. Avarice diminishes wealth, for it shrinks it to mere numbers on a page, never converted into anything of real human value. I have told many times that the man who dies rich dies disgraced. That was no idle saying. It was my creed, born from watching what avarice does to the soul. If a man leaves this world having clutched every coin to his chest, then his wealth has mastered him, and he has failed in his stewardship. Ambition should lead a man to greater usefulness, not to greater selfishness. Consider the difference in how these two forces affect one's relationships. Ambition draws people to you because men admire vision and energy. They are inspired by your striving, by your willingness to attempt what others shrink from. They want to join you, to work beside you, to follow you. But avarice drives people away. The greedy man is never trusted, never loved. His very presence breeds suspicion, for others know he will sacrifice anything and anyone to satisfy his hunger. Think also of the inner life. Ambition gives a man joy, for it is future-facing. It asks, "What great thing may I yet do?" It excites the imagination. It fills the spirit with purpose. It makes work a delight rather than a burden. Avarice does the opposite. It looks backward, always counting what has been gathered, always fearing what may be lost. It breeds anxiety. It sours the heart. It turns a man into his own jailer. In truth, my friends, avarice is nothing more than fear disguised as desire. The greedy man gathers not because he loves wealth, but because he fears want. He has no faith in the future, no trust in his fellow men, no confidence in his own ability to continue creating. So he clutches at what he has, terrified that it may slip away. That is why I tell you, the avaricious man is always poor, no matter how much he possesses. The ambitious man, even with little, is always rich, for he sees a horizon of possibility before him. How then may you guard against avarice while cultivating ambition? The key is to tether ambition to purpose. Ask yourself continually, "For what do I strive?" If your answer is only "for wealth," you are in danger. But if your answer is "for improvement, for service, for advancement, for the betterment of myself and others," then your ambition will be a blessing, not a curse. Direct your ambition outward, not inward. Let your goals include not only what you will achieve, but what you will contribute. Wealth will come, yes, but let it come as the byproduct of worthy endeavor, not as the sole object. I have known men who made a religion of accumulation, and they were the most miserable of creatures. They never had enough. Their ambition, unchecked by higher purpose, decayed into avarice. But I have also known men of ambition whose wealth became fountains of good, building libraries, schools, hospitals, and opportunities for countless others. Their ambition was not less fierce, but it was rightly harnessed. This distinction is vital not only for magnates and industrialists, but for you, wherever you stand in life. Even if you have little, the temptation of avarice is near. You may find yourself grasping, envying, hoarding the small you possess. Resist it. Cultivate ambition instead. Strive to improve, to learn, to advance, to give. The scale does not matter. The principle is the same. And do not imagine that ambition without avarice means weakness. On the contrary, it produces greater strength, for it sets no ceiling on your purpose. The avaricious man is chained to his gold. The ambitious man is free to pursue a vision beyond gold. So I urge you, choose ambition. Choose to rise, not only for yourself, but for the good you can create. Choose to measure success not by how much you clutch, but by how much you build, how much you contribute, how much you elevate others. Ambition is the ladder, avarice is the chain. One will carry you upward into light, the other will drag you downward into darkness. The choice lies in your heart, and it is made anew each day. Do not mistake them. Do not excuse greed as if it were noble striving. Keep your ambition pure, your purpose high, your eyes fixed on the good you may accomplish. Then, whether fortune brings you riches or not, your life will be a success, for it will be rich in meaning, in contribution, and in true greatness.